Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project, we're going to take around the pool deck itself, the outer perimeter. It's got these small rocks around there and the weeds are constantly coming through. Even though we had weed matting down before the stones were put down, the weeds do make their way through, and it's a never-ending battle to take care of the problem and get the weeds out. So what we decided to do is to remove all of the debris that was in there, take out the stone as well as the weed mat, and remove it all down to probably about 4 inches thick. So we're taking everything out. As you can see, it's quite a project. The hardest thing is removing all of the weed mat and the weeds that are all throughout the matting itself. But we've gone around the perimeter of the pool and we've taken out most of it around here, and basically the only way to get it out is by hand with a shovel and a pick, because the area is so small we just can't get in there with any kind of machinery. So now, after we got the majority of the weed mat and the stones out of here, we're going to come back with our shovel and our pick, and we're going to level everything off so that it will be uniformly around the entire perimeter. It'll be a 4-inch thick slab of concrete that's going to be going in there. So we make sure we walk the whole perimeter, cleaned everything out, and then once we have it level, we'll get all of this other debris out of here. And then once we do, we'll come back, we'll run a line from end to end, and we'll start to make sure that we have the 4 inches that we need. So here you can see we set our 2x4s in, and we put the wood on the ground. We then put our stakes in to hold the wood in the right position, so when we pour the concrete that it won't move, and it gives us a nice area to level it off. And we did that around the whole pool deck itself. All right, very important, make sure you put the stakes in the ground pretty far, because the cement, once it's poured in there, it will push the wood out, so make sure you have plenty of stakes. It's better to have too many stakes around the perimeter than not enough, because once you start to pour it, there's going to be a lot of weight pushing up against that piece of wood. Now obviously, once the cement is poured, we will remove the stake on the inside, so that way the concrete is up against the wood without any kind of a space in there. That's just now to hold it while we're making our pour. Next, we grab our expansion joint, we put it up against the existing concrete that's there now, and we put the sticks again around it to hold it in place until the concrete is in place. Once the concrete is poured in place, then those sticks holding the expansion joint in place will be removed as well. All right, we did that around the whole perimeter, wherever the concrete is going to meet the older concrete. So that way we have that little gap in between the existing concrete and the new concrete. Now comes the hard part. We're going to actually go out to the truck, because we could not get the truck back into the property to actually do the pour. So we had to do this from the street, fill up a wheelbarrow, and wheelbarrow in all of the cement, and then pour it in. Now, as you can see, we put the cement down. We leveled it off with the top of the wood so that the wood is even with the existing concrete. And then we have the form on the other end where the cement touches into it. Next, before the concrete dries, we come in here with our tool and we tamp down all of the new cement that we just put down, because we want to push all of the small little rocks in the cement. We want to push it down till it's all the way down, so that we have just the cement itself on the top and not the stone that's in it. And we tamp it all the way down, nice and level across. Now, we don't want to let the cement dry while we're working here, so we need to go back and put the stamp pattern into the cement. Next, we'll come along with our steel trowel and we'll smooth the new cement that we put down so it's nice and smooth. We'll grab our edging tool and we'll go around and we'll form all of the edges against the existing concrete. And of course, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side where the form itself, the 2x4s, are actually placed in there. We're going to go in and we're going to make sure we cut around there with our edging tool as well. Now once everything looks pretty decent and it's fairly smooth, that's when we're going to come in here with our pattern, and we're going to lay our pattern on top of the finished cement here, or concrete, and we're going to come in here and we're going to stamp it with the tool itself. All right, so now we have pretty much half of the surround done. As we continue to pour on the side over here, we're going to now come back to the side where we first started before it gets too dry, and we're going to lay our patterns up on top of it, and that's when we're going to stamp the pattern that we chose into the new cement that we poured down. Now before we laid our pattern down and we stamp it like this, we came along with the coloring that we wanted on it. The concrete itself was tinted to the color that we wanted, but you need to put on top of it the color so it's more pronounced on the top. When we lay our pattern down, and it's an interlocking pattern, so as you put the pattern down, you're going to lay the next piece into that little cutout that you see, like the corners. We're going to lay it into that as well, and we're going to tamp it down with the tool, and we'll continue the pattern. But they're all interlocking depending on which particular pattern you pick. Okay, so after we finish doing this one bend where it makes the turn and it goes up to the side of the pool, we're going to continue back down now on the side where we first put the cement down, because that's where it's going to be the driest, and we don't want it to dry out too much so that we can't get a good stamp in the pattern. Again, we threw our color on top of it, sprinkled it on top of the new cement. We laid our pattern out. As you can see, it's interlocking, and now we just stamp it down all the way around through the side. And we're going to continue around the entire perimeter of the top of the pool deck itself. So now after we continued around the entire perimeter of the pool deck, we put down our color on top. We stamped the pattern all the way around. As you can see, it looks really good. We do have a lot of color on top, but that will come off once we rinse it down. Once the concrete sets up, we'll come in and rinse it down. So now after the cement has actually cured and it's dry, we're going to come back the next day after it's dry, and what we're going to do is we're going to saw cut the cement. What we're going to do is we're going to cut through the cement all the way to the other side, and the reason we're going to do that is because if the cement is to crack or to settle, at least it'll crack in the area where we are going to make the cuts into it. Now these cuts, they're not all the way through. They cut probably about a third of the way through the new cement that we put down. Alright, so now you can see we cleaned it down, and it's looking pretty good. Alright, we'll walk around the whole perimeter now. And as you can see, it's looking really good. Now we took our forms out, all those wooden forms that we had in the back part over here. We pulled out the pegs in the back of it and took the wood out and got rid of the wood because it's no longer needed. The cement is dried, so we can take that out. Now make sure you put your cuts fairly even with the lines of the cement itself. You can see where the existing pool deck has the lines in it already, so we just continue into the new stamped concrete that we put around the outside. But that's it. The pattern is uniform all the way throughout, and it looks pretty good. Now the next thing we have to do is, after this is thoroughly dried, we need to come in and put a sealer over the top of it, so that way it'll keep the color for a longer period of time. So now that we waited for the concrete to totally cure, which was actually another day, then we came in and we took our clear coat and we put it on top of it, so that way it actually protects the cement and keeps it from fading. It will fade, but it'll actually slow it down quite a bit. Now the sealing that goes on here that you're putting on, that will need to be repeated probably every 3 to 5 years depending on the use in the area. So if you want to try to have the color last for a longer time without the wear in it, you definitely want to seal it just to make sure that it stays as nice as it is right now. But that's it. That's what the finished product looks like. So we put our lines, we cut it, we sealed it, and that's it. This is totally done. We're going to come in here and we're going to wash this down a little bit, and this job will be finished, and I'll be on to the next one. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.